What it do, fam? It's your man, Seaniemo, coming to you from the Pistachio Lab with the first of many videos that I hope to do for my blog site, The Official Me and Me. There it is. Hold on, let me do it this way. There it is. Come down some. There you go, Sean. There you go. It's right there. There's the web address. Make sure you swing past and visit. It's a website where, honestly, I'm just me. I'm Sean. Um, and I share what I feel and what I think on certain subjects and topics, and take it or leave it. At least you know how I feel. This particular video is titled "The Way I See It," and I titled it that because I am, as the year comes to an end, I'm at this place now where I'm doing a self-analyzation for the year before the year ends, so that I can be better prepared for 2012. Now, mind you, we're never always fully prepared, but we can and we do have the choice to be able to correct some things going into the new year. Like me, I don't want 2011 carryover into 2012. And so I titled this video um, The Way I See It. And I also do the self-analyzation things twice a year. I do it right before my birthday, and I do it right before the year's end, because it's important to me that when I turn a year older or when I go into a new year, as long as I'm here, it's really important to me that I take the lessons learned from the previous year and tweak what needs to be tweaked, change what needs to be changed, and fix what needs to be fixed, correct what needs to be corrected. Because I mean, my goal in life, is to, at the end of my life, have people say that, I was a good person. Because you know how that goes. A cat could pass, and folks that ain't been seen in a long time show up and say how good this individual was. And at times, sometimes they're lying their asses off. They're just there because they enjoy the fact that you're no longer there and they're still around. So, I want to try to be the best person I possibly can be. I know that in the midst of all of this, I'm not going to be a perfect individual, but I can try to be the best individual that I can be. Now, in this particular phase and stage of life for me, I found myself wanting to be a sponge and kind of see what folks are talking about. So during the course of this time, I had the opportunity to catch some videos from some brothers who really put their heart out there and express what they felt as far as the thing that I live, and that's being black. Um, they shared what they thought about our communities. One cat even corrected another cat in his video. So first of all, let me give a shout out to Wise Nubian. You can find Wise Nubian on YouTube right there. See, I hate this because I'm looking at the screen, right? But right there is where below is where you're gonna find all of the videos, right? I mean, not the videos, but the web addresses right here. So you're gonna see Wise Nubian's web address. I want to say big ups to you because the video that I did respond on, it was powerful, and I'm getting ready to address. I gave you a small comment, but I am going to give you the full comment here in this video the way I see it. So you can actually take this one and call it the real response video. To my man, Mr. Monstrosity 19. I don't know you, but all I'm gonna say is this: the video that I saw of you, it was old. It was probably about a year old, but I gotta give you your props, because I've never seen a video so eloquently done and so powerful, but yet you kept your cool the whole time, and you addressed what needed to be addressed, and you did it in a very professional way, all the while still being who you are. So big ups to you. And I'm going to call him my little brother, JG Visions, who actually responded to the small response video I did for Wise Nubian. I definitely want to give a shout out to you, and know that this particular video does come from one of your videos that I had actually happened to catch. And so it's part of the reason and the source for why I'm doing what I'm doing right now, because it came at a beautiful time. Your video was called Evolutionary Fulcrum Paradox. I need to say this as I go into the way I see it. That video was a very powerful video also. Very powerful video. You are a very intelligent young guy. And when I say young guy, I'm not saying that to be disrespectful. I'm probably older than you, so I mean, I'm just giving you your props. It was a very intelligent video done by a very intelligent young man. I think there were a couple things that I don't want to say had question to, and I don't even want to say critique, in the negative sense. But I guess there were a couple things within your video where I felt it could have been done differently. First and foremost, in your examples when you're talking about dating, and you didn't really get deep into it, but you went deep enough. In your examples, when you referred to a woman as a bitch, I honestly, I had a problem with that. And the reason why I had a problem with it is because the minute that you put that out there, I took it personal. I took it like you were calling my daughters and my wife and my mom and my sister bitches. And you don't know them. I'm just keeping it real. You don't know them. And if I was to actually see you on the street, if I wasn't as mature as I am, if I were to actually see you on the street and remember this particular video where you referred to the ladies that I love the most, bitches, I probably would confront you and maybe even kick your ass for saying that. So be real mindful that you weren't only calling them bitches, but you were probably talking about your mom and your sister and any other female in your life that you love. So you might, and I understand it's hard because sometimes I've been guilty of doing it myself, but you have to learn that you don't have to refer to women as bitches. That for me, as far as your video presentation went, was really the downside of the whole thing. When you started talking about what we needed to do as black people, I can kind of sort of couple in addressing or adding my 2 cents to your video as well as Wise Nubian. Part of the problem is this scenario. There's a black community. Like, I live right outside of DC. I grew up in DC. So Southeast has always been a predominantly black area. You go back in time, and like Pennsylvania Avenue, where George Washington Hospital is, at one time was predominantly black. As a matter of fact, DC itself at one time was predominantly black. You have these communities, and in these communities are houses and their businesses. These businesses are ran and owned by black people who live in these same communities. These business owners have 1 or 2 goals in mind. One goal is to make enough money so that they can buy another business in another black community and expand. The other goal is to make enough money so that they can sell that business, move out of that community, and be done with it. Part of the problem, the biggest problem, is when you have a business owner that has that particular mindset of make enough money and move out of the community, they don't have the community's best interest in mind. And that causes a problem. And this is why we can't take black money and recirculate it through black communities so that there are more black owned businesses. See, what happens is this: the black owner moves out of the neighborhood, and the building or that particular storefront or that particular area where the storefront was purchased is now purchased by someone of another nationality, of another race. They come in, they fix up what needs to be fixed, they paint, they put in new stuff, and they do one of two things. They either create a business of their own there, or they rent out that particular spot. And in some cases, it's mostly rented out to someone other than a black individual. And if it is rented out to someone of 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 black nationality, African American, however you want to refer to us as, when it is rented out to that individual, the rent is extremely high. So that means that the individual that's running this particular business is going to raise the prices to cover the overhead, to cover the materials needed to run the business, and the materials needed to create the business. Now, mind you, they don't pay as much as they're charging us, but they're going to mark it up because they want to see profit after they cover everything. They've got paychecks, they got payrolls that they need to cover, they have utilities that they got to pay for, and then they need to see a profit in the end after paying out all that stuff. So they're going to raise the prices. That causes individuals in black communities to shop in the suburbs or places other than where they would normally shop or where they should normally frequent, which is in their communities. Well, the minute that non-African American or non-black businesses discover that more black people are shopping at their particular place, they discover that they're making more money. So they can lower the prices, get more product, and bring in more customers because their prices are low. It would be a beautiful thing if we could find that medium to where black money spent can be black money put back into the communities, but that's not it. And a big reason why it's not that is because a lot of us have just basically given up. You know, like some of us are at the stage where we feel like, why should I fight because I'm going to lose anyway? Your video hits the nail on the head when you present all of that. But there are some things that need to be addressed. And